Kyle, good to see you. Let's dive into the headlines today. A popular financial guru recently proposed an 8% withdrawal rule. We're going to talk through whether that is realistic. So again, Dave Ramsey recently, who's known kind of as a financial expert, I put that in quotes, dismissed the common advice to withdraw only 4% of your retirement savings annually as, quote, moronic. He's instead advocating for an 8% withdrawal rate. The financial world exploded following this advice. What do you think?
I personally think it's pretty moronic to give out advice like that to the masses as just a radio personality and not a licensed professional.
Right.
That's my big beef with Dave Ramsey, quite frankly. I think that if you're going to follow that advice, you need to very realistically prepare to return to work around year 10 of your retirement. And most people don't want to do that.
Yeah, right. No, I'm glad you said that. Dave Ramsey, not licensed. He can kind of say whatever he wants because he's not regulated. So let's dive in a little bit more. So Ramsey also recommended that retirees invest all their assets in equities, but wouldn't that be exposing retirees to a lot of risk and market volatility?
Yes, it absolutely does. I mean, look at Monday of this week. That was the most volatile day we've seen in markets since the COVID crash back in March of 2020. If you're invested all in equities, that's a pretty rough storm to weather. Not to mention, if you take this advice, the 8%, and invest all in stocks, and you retire in a year like, say, 2000, you're back to work in 2005, right before the Great Recession in 2008. So you have got to build a plan better than invest all in stocks and take 8% of your money out. It's not that simple, unfortunately.
So when could an 8% withdrawal rate be sustainable?
So this is a tricky question, but it is possible to pull off. And in our world, the times that we can pull off withdrawal rates like that, we're actually running out of money in the strategy, but we're using annuities to do that. And in particular, we're using fixed index annuities to create income for clients. And when we're doing that, I always say life insurance is created to protect people from dying too soon. Annuities are also issued by life insurance companies, and they're designed to protect people from living too long. And so what you're doing is you're offsetting that risk of running out of money to the insurance company. So even as you erode your principal, they're going to guarantee they still make those payments back to you. In certain cases, we can do a withdrawal rate like that.
Okay. So as we mentioned at the top, the general rule of thumb is a 4% withdrawal rate, but even that number is under debate. Why is that?
Let's break that down. What is the 4% rule? Here's the way that I see it. Take 100, divide it by 4, and you get 25. The average retirement is right around 25 years for people, right? So if you don't earn a penny of interest and you don't lose a dime of your money in the market, basically you can withdraw 4% of your retirement savings and it'll last you about 25 years. That's not accounting for inflation really in that example, but that's the general rule of thumb. And it's looking at the average length of a retirement. I'm a believer that that can be done, but you have to be balanced in your approach.
Right. So brass tacks then, Kyle, what percentage are you recommending to clients and how often are you revisiting that number?
I like this question a lot. And my answer is that we don't look at a percentage. I won't look at you and say, oh, you look like a 7% kind of retiree or anything. Right. It all comes down to what's important for your plan, right? How much do you need after you have your Social Security checks and your other sources of income relative to your expenses? There's a lot that goes into that plan. And it's not as simple as I'm just going to take this percentage and that's what I'm going to live off of. We can make a very detailed plan. And that's what we do for clients so that they have the peace of mind and don't have to worry about taking advice from a radio personality.
Right. And you're right. It comes back to peace of mind, making sure that you don't outlive your money. So Kyle, if somebody would like to crunch the numbers with you and again, get that financial plan, what's the best way to reach you?
The best way is through our website. That's firstcoastfinancialgroup.com.
Great. Kyle, thank you.
Thank you, Erin.